Hello and welcome back to Skulive.com. This is your 7th tutorial on web design. And in our last session, we talked about introduction to CSS, which is cascading style sheet. We say it is used for styling our HTML elements. And this CSS has helped us to apply our colors to our HTML elements in the last section. And we say we have three types of CSS, which are external CSS, internal and inline CSS. In our last session, we made use of internal CSS, which means that we were going to be styling our HTML elements inside our HTML file. But for the external CSS, we're going to be creating an additional file where we're going to be styling our CSS. Then we're going to be linking it to the HTML file, and it's going to make our work very much simple and easy to read. So we're going to be taking this off. Once we take it off and refresh, you can see that the stylings are off. So let's copy these stylings, then take out this style tag. Then we go over to our folder, we'll create a new file and save it as style. You can save it as any name, but the extension must be .css, just like how we did our HTML index.html. Then this one is style.css. Then if we should apply the styling inside of here, save our HTML file and refresh. Okay, you see that nothing is happening. That's because we have not linked our CSS to our HTML. So how do we link it now? We're going to be linking it using still inside the head tag. We're going to be using this tag called the link tag, and this link tag holds three attributes. The area which stands for relationship. So it's telling us the relationship between the file we're going to be linking and this our HTML file. The relationship of that file to our HTML file is a style sheet, and the type of file is text.css, which we have over here in our internal CSS. Same thing. Then this href attribute is going to serve the function is going to be linking us to this our CSS file. We're going to be imputing the path, the directory, or the destination of this file inside there. So since the both of them are in the same folder, all we need to do is just to write the name of the file inside of it, style.css. Then we save. Then we go back to our browser. Once we refresh, you see that it takes effect. Okay, that's it. So now we're going to be creating what we call a navigation bar. So in the beginning of this tutorial, I told us that we have a goal that of the website we want to make. So we want to replicate these sites. So we're going to be creating a navigation bar. This is what they call navigation bar. Okay, it helps us to navigate through our websites. Okay, so this is what we are going to be creating in this tutorial: the logo and the navigation links. So first of all, let's take this off. We're going to be using a tag called the nav tag here. This tag holds navigation links, and in this case, it's going to be holding both our logo and our navigation links. So we're going to be adding another tag called the div tag. This div tag serves as a container. It is used to hold other elements or tags together, like some kind of grouping them together. So we're going to be inserting a span, which is going to be holding our logo. So we're going to be using a text for our logo in this tutorial. So Skulive. So this div, we're going to be giving it the class of nav div. So this the class attribute and the value of nav div. We're going to be using it to style the div tag, because as time goes on, we're going to be using a lot of divs. So we want to use this class to uniquely identify this particular div. So this our span. The span is also a container. It's used to hold element or text or content also. So we're going to give it a class of nav logo. Okay, so now let's go ahead and style these two and let's see the results. So we're taking this off. So we're going to be styling our body first. Okay, before that, let's go ahead. So there's something I want us to see as we go on in this tutorial. So we're going to be styling our nav div. So if we're using a class, we have to put a full stop, then the name of the class, then curly brackets. Then we're going to be saying overflow. We don't want it to overflow hidden in case there is any overflow text or anything like that. So for instance, okay, so this is the text we have there. So we don't want any overflow for now, and we don't want at the top, we don't want any space at the top. So we're going to be setting it the top to 0. We don't want any space at the left side. We're going to be setting the left side to 0. And we're going to be adding the border at the bottom. Okay. 1px solid. Then we'll give it the color of 46800ff. Okay. Then if we should save and refresh, you'll see, okay, we are almost there. So okay, so now this is why I wanted to show us. If you look at this extreme, you find out that there's a little space here. So let's take off that space. If you look at here also, there's a space, but if you come to the site where we want to replicate, there is no space at the extreme. Okay, so let's take off that space. So what we're going to do is we're going to style our body, the entire body of our page. We're going to set the margin to 0 pixel. So once we set it to 0 pixel, you see that that space will go off. You can see the space has gone off. Then let's style our nav logo. That's the logo of our page. So we use our full stop because it's a class we are calling nav logo. So curly brackets. So we are going to be floating it to the left side. I want it to remain at the left side at all times. You can see by default it's at the left side already. So we're going to just put it there so that in case we add any other things, it's not going to leave there. Then we're going to add a padding. Okay. Before I add the padding, let's add the border so that we can really know what the padding does. Okay. So let's do this, add a border of red. If we should refresh, sorry, take away this bottom. I want the border to be all over, not just at the bottom. Okay, you can see the border surrounds the text. Then if we should add a padding, the padding is going to create a space inside of the text. Padding 10 pixel. It's going to give us it creates a space inside of our text. Then let's add a font size of, let's say 30 pixel. Then let's add a font weight. Want the font to be bold. Okay, just adding the font size alone, it's just going to increase the font. Then once we add a font weight, it's going to make it bolder. Then okay, this is what it looks like. We didn't save, I guess. Let's save. Okay, save and refresh. You see it's bolder now. Then we apply a color of the same color. Okay, the color code, use your Navbar sign, sorry, hashtag 468. Applying the same style, then 0ff, then save, refresh. Normally I'm not supposed to be doing this one after the other, so I'm just doing it so that we can be seeing what each of this property really does. Okay, I think we are okay. We need one more thing. You can see that our logo is still at the extreme. When we come to the site we want to replicate, you can see there is a space here. So let's add a margin to the left. Margin left. Let's make it 40px. Okay, then it's going to move away from that extreme. Okay, now let's take off this red border, refresh. Yeah, you can see now we have a similar look. So let's change the fonts family. The font is different, so let's apply a font family to the entire body. So our font family, we're going to use Mon serif. I hope I get this right. Okay, then a comma, then the font style is going to be sans serif, just similar to our Microsoft Word, sans serif. All right, so we save and refresh. Okay, now we can see it's looking much better. Okay, and that will be all for this tutorial. We just made a navigation bar and a logo. All right, then in the next tutorial we're going to be inserting our navigation links, okay, to the left side of our page. So kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel at Skulive, then drop your comments if you have any questions, and we'll be there to answer your questions. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.